This is Owen Proksch, and you're watching the Moneyball channel. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Moneyball.
Perfect.
With me, Owen Proksch. And if I show you the spelling, can say that name without having to ask like I just did, I will give them all, send $100 out to anybody. Owen Proksch, drafted ninth round, Texas Rangers, man. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? I'm happy to be here.
I'm great, man. Yeah, I'm excited. Like I was just telling Owen, I love talking to young talent. Christmas Day 2003 brought us this young man. Everybody else had their gifts wrapped under the tree, and mom and dad had this ninth round draft pick, man. Baseball love at an early age, or how'd everything go down?
Yeah. I was kind of just grew up playing everything outside in the driveway in the yard. So I've always played baseball. I also played football and basketball pretty much my whole life, but it was always baseball for me too.
You don't have a heavy Texas accent, brother. What's going on? Are you originally Texas guy?
I was born in Minnesota. That's where my parents are from, born and raised there. And so I would say I'm from Texas, but I was born up in the north.
Okay, yeah, you can tell though, man. You don't. How long were you in Minnesota?
Just a few years. But my grandparents still live there, so that's where my parents are from. We go up and visit every year. I never really got the whole drawl going.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's pretty cool though. You know, you're a Texas guy without it, and usually it's so heavy. Sometimes, man, down in the deep heart there, I can barely understand these guys, man. Louisiana, Texas. So I was just looking through ninth round draft picks. Okay, one that really sticks out at me is a gentleman named you may have heard of him, Eric Scooble. Yeah, he was 255 and Owen was 265. Like when you look at things like that, I always look back, man, and I look at when people were drafted because it's so unbelievable. I mean, you can see guys 18, 19, 20. And I'll be honest with you, Owen, a lot of the good players that are active now are later round draft picks, man, but whatever, right? I look at it as this team's investing in you. They can pick 20 people in the world, right? That's their option. They can pick 20 people in the world basically for their 2025 roster, and you were one of those guys. I mean, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's definitely special. You know, it's kind of, like you said about the later round guys being the big leaguers. Sometimes I mean, a lot of it just comes down to getting your opportunity. Like first round, 20th round, like you're in the system. You know, you're going to get treated the same as the guy who got $8 million. So I mean, you just got to go put in the work, and if there's results, they can't deny those. So.
You are spot on, man. Tell me a little bit about your work ethic. You know, growing up, how you trained. You know, at what point you thought, listen, baseball's something I think I might be really good at, and I need to kind of get on my horse here a little bit. When did that light bulb go off for you?
Yeah. I mean, I've always kind of been a kid that just like I just love showing up every day, going to practice. I used to be a hitter and a pitcher, so it would be a little more busy at practice, which I loved. I'd say about sophomore year of high school, I was because I went to a big high school in Dallas, like lots of kids, and my sophomore year. I was on the varsity squad, which was gonna win state if it didn't get banged for COVID. But I was competing with these kids who were juniors, seniors, going to some big time schools, and so I wouldn't say that much really changed. Just kind of took it a little more seriously in the weight room, trying to learn a little bit more about what to do, how to get better. But for me, I mean, it's always just been, I show up and I want to get it done. It's never been like a chore. My parents have never forced me to do anything. Like it's always been they'll help me, but they're not going to make me do it. And I think that's been a really big contributor to me just kind of always wanting to go do it.
Bro, it's a massive contributor. The parents, I say it constantly, man. If you got, good parents who are supportive but letting you do your thing, there's that versus the glory day dads, I call them, right, where they never made it and they're just forcing their kid to be something that maybe they weren't. And it's tough, especially when you see kids who really have a talent for the game and they fall out of love with it, because they're getting forced to do something or train a certain way. And it sounds like, your parents said, hey, here, go here. You have all the tools. This is a craft. You can sharpen your sword and just go do it. And you took off with that. 6'3". I mean, you're a pretty big boy. What's your pitch arsenal, man? What are you relying on right now? What are your go-tos?
Yeah, so I'm going fastball, slider, changeup, working on a little cutter. Haven't thrown it in game too many times. And then this season was mostly fastball, slider.
Yeah.
Because how it would typically work is for like a pitcher, when they're facing the same side, you go fastball, slider. And then if I was a lefty facing a right-handed batter, I go fastball, changeup to kind of get away from him. But for whatever reason, this college season, my slider was working really well against righties as well. So I was kind of just fastball, slider the whole time. I had a few outings where I would throw changeups as well because I am comfortable with it. And it sounds bad to say I didn't really need it because I didn't have like it's
No,
not
it's
like I was the first team All American, but just for like at bat to at bat, it wasn't something that I really was mixing in there a ton. So
well,
really just fastball slider.
yeah, if you're getting the outs, and you don't need the changeup from either side, then why throw it really? If you haven't quite perfected that, or if you're not super comfortable with it.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
what I liked, man, college is so interesting. Like college baseball, especially, man. I've had a few, just recent guys on where they're selected, in maybe the first couple of rounds and they threw a total of 30 innings or something. You know what I mean? It's such a straight, it could be relief, it could be this, it could be that. If you're not a weekend starter, or a really known dude, right? Like the Paul Skeens or something like that, right? Where the whole nation knows about you. It's sneaky. There's really, really good sneaky pitchers that come in and they'll pitch. I'm looking at your May, your June, and I mean, it was lights out, man. And you were pitching, one is 6.2 innings, 10 Ks, right? That was in, I think, late April. Your last outing, your 5 innings, 7 Ks, 6 innings, 8 Ks, 2 innings, 4 Ks. You're basically double. Right now, you always want to kind of have an inning per strikeout, a strikeout per inning is kind of a gauge that people will look at. You're double or triple. I mean, so you obviously, and these are high caliber players, man, right? I mean, these are Power Five, bro. These are baseball guys. I mean, are you happy with where you're at right now with everything, or do you feel like you just have a ton of work to do, or how do you feel personally with confidence?
yeah. I mean, I've always been a very confident pitcher. I had a little bit of a step back my sophomore year of college, where I kind of got away from that. Just a mix of things like battling with a little injury, little mindset. Like so, this year I was really set on how no matter how it's going, out and out, and just going out there and don't get beat, going half speed type of thing. And so yeah, I don't know if I would say I'm happy. Like obviously very exciting to get drafted, and I'm definitely happy with how the season went, like with my stat line, stuff like that. And then, I mean, I've got a lot of work to do, obviously. Nobody, well, you talked about Paul Skeens, but I'll say nobody comes out of college being ready to be a big leaguer. So I'm super excited. I'm confident that I am in a place in the Rangers organization and at a mindset of my own where, I'm going to figure out what needs to be done and I'm going to be able to do it. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with everything that's happened and I'm definitely excited to keep working at it.
Love that attitude, man. What's the first step? Like when they call you and they say, "Hey, you're part of the welcome to the Texas Rangers." What's the first step now? Will you go to the rookie complex or will you ride the wave out for the rest of the year? Where's the first place you're going to go?
Yeah, I'm flying out to Arizona. We have like a little, I think the first day is physicals and stuff, and then after that will be a little mini camp, just kind of getting to know everybody, learning how the Rangers do things, and then
When is that? When is that?
this week.
Oh, so they're okay. So they're going right at it. Okay. And then now, would there be any, sorry to cut you off, would there be any chance of being in, trip or rookie ball this year, or are they going to wait either way until next season?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. The information we're going to get about kind of building up our plan for what they said is that they build it backwards from what they want for us to do next season. So I'll figure it out sometime this week, but I'd say either throwing bullpens or maybe a few outings either in the complex or low A.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously these guys know what they're doing. These scouts know what they're doing and these trainers know what they're doing. They're not going to overwork you too much, obviously having just invested in you, and then whether it's rookie or trip, next year. And then it's just the trajectory, like you said, man, putting that hard work in it. And I absolutely wish that for you. You seem like a humble guy. It's two guys in baseball, right? The humble guys and the guys who haven't been humbled yet, right? That's
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
A coach told me that, and it's the number one rule I live by now, man. I tell my kids all the time, kids get a little cocky sometimes. Like, listen, there's the humble guy and the guy who hasn't been humbled yet. So take your pick on which one you want to be. In Dallas, you said a big high school. Who are some guys? Is there any guys competing now? That are names that you played with?
Yeah. So I don't know how closely your viewers follow minor league baseball. My buddy Griffin Herring was 1 year older than me.
I know Griffin.
And he went to LSU, and then now he's kind of dominated the minor leagues or up to this point. Tyler Alexander was a big leaguer for a long time.
Jonah Heim is a Buffalo guy. So I'm a Buffalo. Yeah, this show is in Buffalo and Western New York, and you don't get a ton of baseball up here. You get a guy, another shout out, Matty Barr again, like third or fourth show in a row. He was a pitcher drafted in the 5th round this year out of a small school in Niagara. But Jonah Heim, obviously, catcher for the Rangers.
Yeah.
And he came up through academy, which is where my son was playing last year. So a little bit of Buffalo love there, man. A little bit. Hopefully you're pitching to him at some point.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself, man. Siblings, family.
Yeah. Well, and kind of a cool note. I was born in Minnesota, lived there for probably a year and a half, and then we lived in Rochester, New York
Okay.
or
Yeah.
4 or 5, which is a little close. We used to get out to Duff's and Niagara Falls and
Man,
back then, so
speaking my language, brother. Hold on. How long did you live there?
just 4 or 5 years. I think I moved in first or second grade down to Dallas. But it
Wow.
was
Okay. So what was going on in Rochester?
just for my dad's job.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's about an hour from me.
yeah.
It was Minnesota, but and then the Bison's obviously with Toronto. So did you get to Buffalo a little bit?
Not too much. I went to a couple Bills games. We went to a ton of Red Wings games. It's just me, my mom and dad, and my sister. She's older. She graduated from American University in
Okay.
DC, and
Yeah.
now she's going to grad school at Columbia.
Okay. Good for her, man. That's right. She got all the brains, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
So what else do you do for fun, man? What are your hobbies? So you know what I ask guys? Like you're a baseball guy, right? But you said you played all sports.
Mhm.
If you had to pick a favorite sport right now, would it still be baseball?
To play?
Yeah, no. Favorite sport. Forget playing. Just favorite sport, right? Like say you're
Oh,
a casual fan, whatever, like NFL or something. Like what's your favorite sport?
yeah, I'd probably say it's baseball.
Okay. I get a lot of times people are like, yeah, it's football or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if I could be a college basketball player at like a big time school, that looks pretty fun. But I
Yeah,
also
it looks
know
pretty fun because you clearly saw Cooper Flag over there at Duke, man. So
well, yeah, that's true. Like playing in March Madness would be pretty fun, but I
I
don't
was
know.
I was talking to your boy, and he told me Flag is just like a celebrity, man. I can't right, like
Yeah.
you can't go near the dude. He's just. Have you met him?
Yeah, I have. He's a cool guy. It's just you feel for him because if he gets spot on campus, he gets formed by all the students. So
And it can't be easy. Like obviously because of his size and how brilliant of a player he is, and everything else that he's going to stand out. Like you could be an amazing baseball player and still walk right by somebody. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I could walk right by somebody on the street and they wouldn't even know who I was. But when you're 6'11" and you're Cooper Flag, man, you're getting swarmed. But yeah, pretty humble dude. He was down to earth and everything.
yeah. I talked to him once or twice to just a normal guy.
Yeah. And I hope he handles, all the pressure well. Like I always hope all these athletes handle the pressure well. It's just as mental as it is physical, man. It's being able to compose yourself. And you made a good point. I think you said junior year when you were down on yourself a little bit, and being able to gravitate that roller coaster is going to be the key to your success. It really is. It's baseball, especially I think over any other game, because basketball, football, those are natural talents. I'm not saying baseball's not, but dude, especially for a pitcher, right? When you're up there, you got this crowd staring at you, and you're at Duke, and all these fans from the other side are chirping at you and everything else. It's easy, to screw up, right? And then when you start, what advice would you give my 11-year-old who plays and walks the first two batters, and you see him go, right? You see his head go down and you see him start getting angry, and you see, what advice would you give to kids, man, like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go out there, walk the first 2 guys, they haven't scored yet, right? So you can still get the next 3 guys. Let your team go ahead in a 0-0 ball games. I just kind of always like that. In the ACC tournament, I had a horrible start against Florida State, probably my worst of the year, and that's where I kind of. When I had a good outing the next week against Oklahoma State, that's where I kind of felt like I had put it together for my sophomore year of like it didn't snowball at all. And that's just, you just gotta like I'm playing for the 8 guys behind me or the 7 guys behind me and my catcher. And if I'm out there pouting about walking guys because it's bad for my stats, like that doesn't help anybody. So just kind of being out there. We talk about at Duke just winning the next pitch, which is kind of a cliche thing, hard to actually think about. But if you really kind of break it down when you're out there and say like all I can do is make this next pitch the best one I can throw, then that's a good way to look at it, even though it's a lot harder to do than it sounds just talking about it.
Yeah, I like it though, man. I like your attitude. I think you're a very cerebral kid, and I think you don't look too far into it, right? It's a pitch, like that pitch by pitch thing is how you have to kind of preach to be. Every single pitch is a new start. And like you just said, you walk the first 2 guys, no runs in yet. Or it's all about staying focused, the pitch to pitch thing, especially if you got the stuff. Do you believe in, say you got 3 balls, say it's a 3-1 count, right? Are you a big believer in, okay, I got these guys behind me, let the defense go to work, or are you going to stay super aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, I think those things kind of go hand in hand of I'm trying to get a swing, especially behind the count. I mean, it doesn't always go your way, especially at the higher levels. Like you give a guy a 2-0 cookie, sometimes you're going to get burned. For the most of the time, like you hear all the coaches like the random sayings of, watch them hit BP, like they can't even do that. So, we're always trying to get in the zone. They're never backing down from anybody.
I'm wondering what pitchers are thinking when, every parent out there is going, just give them something to hit. Just give them something to hit. You got the guys behind you, right? And you as a pitcher, you loft that cookie in there and he cracks one 450 feet and you're like, yeah, okay. Thanks, random parent over there on the side. Man, let's do a couple of fun questions here, man. What, you play board games at all, or are you a gamer or anything like that?
I can get down with some video games.
Okay,
I'm
what do
playing the
you?
show lately. Really, all the sports games. So Call of Duty. Just I haven't been into it too much during the season, but I'm sure out in rickleball I'll get back on it.
Little downtime thing, right? Just go blasting people, taking people down. Got to
A little bit.
focus on the baseball. What do you how when you training? As you get older, there's more of an emphasis, on weight training and things like that. Do you like the bands? What is your what is your go to with training as a pitcher?
Yeah, we do a good job at Duke, and I'm sure we'll continue that with the Rangers of just having a big foundation of strength, just kind of the general squat, deadlift, bench, stuff like that, and then kind of using the accessory stuff to tie it in, where you're chucking med balls or doing resistance stuff, and just trying to be a good rotational athlete. There's not too much specific stuff that we've done. Just kind of we try to be good athletes.
Oh, you just wait. You just wait. Wait till you're a dude. You're wait till you see these facilities and the specific stuff. You're gonna be like, what is that? What is that? What is that? TrackMan times 10 on steroids, dude. There's some crazy stuff that's out there. And you get to use it all now, brother. You get to use it all. So I love this Rochester. Really, you said you got to the Duffs. Are those the best wings you ever had?
Well, so actually, what's funny is yes. First of all, well, I'll give a little disclaimer on that. So that's like a crazy. Like the two places I were is the two places there's a Duff's, but
they're popping up more now. There's
okay.
There's one in Florida. I met my wife at Duff's. She was a waitress 20 years ago.
I'd go with Duff's, or in Portland, Oregon. There's a place called Fire on the Mountain, and that's about just as good in my opinion.
Really?
So,
okay. All right,
yeah.
Probably a Buffalo guy that went out there and opened it. Are you a drum or a wing guy, dude?
I'd probably go wings.
Blue cheese or ranch?
Ranch, definitely. The
Interview's over. This interview's over.
my parents would have the same reaction. I can't do the blue cheese.
Really? See, you have.
Did you see a like younger guys go more ranch?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of depends on really where you're from, but it's somebody like you. I really would have expected blue cheese. We're still going to be friends. Everything's cool, but I really would have expected. I don't think you had the blue cheese yet, man. I told the last couple guys I'm going to get some out to them, so I'll send you some of the good stuff, bro, and maybe it'll change your mind a little bit. What's your favorite place to go on vacation, man? Do you ever get out anywhere?
My parents and I went on a trip last Christmas down to South Africa, which was by far my favorite place I've ever been. We did some safari, and then we got a few days in Cape Town, and it was amazing.
That sounds amazing. Is it everything you had kind of pictured it would be, like safari and all that, man? Seeing all that?
Yeah, you're seeing crazy animals just outside the little truck, and it was surreal.
Yeah, that's definitely on the bucket list, man. It's definitely a spot and a great vacation spot. It's nice to get out there in the world, see different things, and I'm excited for you, man. I really am. I really appreciate you taking the time. Like I said, hopefully you had some fun. We'll keep in touch for sure. Have you had a chance to watch the show a little bit?
I checked out your Instagram. I've got some driving to do, so I'll probably check out a few episodes when I'm doing that.
But yeah, dude, stay humble, stay cool. This was great, and I wish you nothing but the best, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.
You too.